I have a genuine question because, all my other questions are so disingenuous. I'm just kidding. Not really. I am always questioning everything, so don't mind me. Why is it that we shame ourselves so much when we fall back into an old habit? I mean, like, we date the wrong guy again, or girl, whatever preference you have. We are tricked by another person, like we are, misled, and we trust someone that we really shouldn't have trusted. We eat the whole damn cake, even when we said we were going to have just a slice, or even if we said we weren't going to have any at all. I mean, I've been guilty. Just saying. We trusted the wrong friend, and they turned around and stabbed us in the back, or whatever it may be. Why? We make a choice. Here's one. We make a choice, and we didn't listen to our intuition, and we get upset, and we make a mistake, more or less. We make a mistake. Why do we beat ourselves up? Why? I mean, if you really want to get down to the root of the problem, it's usually, like some kind of mother or father wound. But, like, why? Why do we allow those words to take place in our heads and take up so much space? Why do we let those things stay with us? Like, if we don't like what was said to us, then why are we holding on to it and keeping it? We don't have to keep it. Like, it's not something that, like, if I keep it, then, I'll be a better person because I kept those words. No, the shame and the guilt and the fear, I don't need to keep. I've made my fair share of mistakes, and something that my son really loves to remind me about is the fact that why is your mistake any worse than somebody else's? My little Yoda over here. But really, like, why does your mistake mean more than somebody else's mistake? Like, why do you have to be harder on yourself and then let other people get away with the mistakes that they make? Shouldn't it be turned the other way around? I mean, like, I get people make mistakes, but sometimes we need to turn that, like, backwards, because we'll forgive people that are just straight up shitty people, and we'll forgive them and be like, oh no, benefit of the doubt, they've had a rough no, don't give them the benefit of the doubt. Who the fuck cares? They know what they did wrong, and if they continue to choose to do the wrong thing, then fuck them. Simple as that. Mistakes are meant to be signs and lessons in learning. You're going to make mistakes when you draw. You're going to make mistakes when you start something new. You're going to make mistakes when you're trying to do a sport or ride your bike or rollerblade or, whatever you choose to do. You're going to make a mistake, and you're going to fall, and you're going to stumble, and you're going to get right back up. Same with life. You date the wrong person? Okay, well, what was it that made me think that that person was the right person? And then learn to catch that quicker on. For example, me. It took me a while to catch on to negging. It took me a while to catch on to triangulation. It took me a while to catch on to breadcrumbing. Because so many of those things were just normal for me. And so because they were normal, I did not realize how wrong they were until I got fed up and I thought, I deserve more. I want more. So, I stopped accepting it. I just won't. I won't accept anything less than what I deserve. The love bombing. I'm sorry, but I don't take your words as truth whenever you're constantly praising me over and over and over again a lot. I'm going to see that as a manipulation tactic, and I'm going to distance myself. If not, cut you off completely. But that's what I mean. It's like, instead of beating ourselves up, like, I have sat in that anger and that, that self-pity party of where I'm like, I'm just so mad at myself for falling for it again. And it's like, these things are going to happen. You're going to have these moments where you're going to fall for that again. And, it's just another lesson to learn. We're always going to make mistakes. We're not going to be perfect. And that's the thing, is you can't catch everything. You won't be able to protect yourself. If you constantly live in this barrier of constant protection, with your walls up constantly, trying to catch every freaking intruder, trying to catch every single, stray bullet, it's one, exhausting, and two, that's all you're looking out for, so that's all you're going to get. Those people are going to come in, and they're going to try things, and you're going to eventually, slowly learn that that's what they are. And you're going to be able to spot them quicker. And then you're going to be like, oh, okay, I see what you're trying to pull. I'm just not going to deal with you. Period. I've gotten to the point now that if a guy even does anything in the context of negging, I just ignore him and I don't talk to him anymore. There's just no point. I don't have time for that shit. I won't. And if, someone is constantly, love bombing me, then I thank them for the compliments, but I distance myself from them. I'm not going to share anything with them. They're not my best friend. They're not going to, I'm not going to be friendly with them. I'll be polite, depending on the person. But that's what I'm saying, is you learn to counteract it. You learn to see it as it is and just move on. You don't have to be mad at yourself for, that person, doing what they do. The manipulation of other people that are telling you, that are, trying to isolate you and make you not feel part of the group. If that's what they're doing, that's what they're doing. See it for what it really is. They're intimidated by you, and they also like you, but they want to feel some kind of form of control over you. And fine. That's how they want to be, then that's how they want to be. You don't have to be a part of it. So, why I bring this up is because of the fact that sometimes I think we get stuck in that whole guilt and shame. Say you're eating healthy and you make a choice to eat something unhealthy. You don't have to completely fall off the wagon again. you can get right back up on it. Like right now, am I eating exactly healthy? No. We're camping right now, and yes, I do have some healthy things, but I'm also enjoying this time, and I'm, eating a couple unhealthy things. Am I going to beat myself up for it? No. Am I going to go back and hit the gym 10 times harder and be like, "Oh my God, I got to burn off all those calories because of the fact that I ate a couple of chips and I drank a Coke. I got to go work those off. I got to go 10 times harder." No. I'm not going to do that. Why? Because I'm not going to beat myself up. I made the choice, and that's okay. I'm not going to stress over this. I'm not going to make this an unhealthy habit. I'm not going to be like, "Oh, well, now that I started eating chips, I'm going to have to continue eating chips now. I mean, I already fell off. Might as well just go all out." You don't have to. You don't have to. So again, back to my question. Why do we guilt and shame ourselves when we fall back into a bad habit? And here's another thought. Who labels it bad? Who labels it bad? You're the one labeling it bad, right? Because it's not good for you. Okay. Still, you get to choose. When you call it a bad habit, you make it sound so awful and like it's the end of the world and you're such a bad person for doing it. Nah, it's just unhealthy. And, you're going to choose to make better choices next time. That's it. And it's okay every now and then to eat something unhealthy. I'm not saying to go out and make an unhealthy decision with relationships to people, because, don't go have that one night stand with someone that you met online. That's not healthy. But, it's one of those things that take a look at why you beat yourself up and start changing. Ooh, there's a buggy. And start changing the conversation that you have with yourself. Because 9 times out of 10, that conversation came from somebody else. And you don't even need to keep it. You can choose. You get the choice to choose the things that you think. I know, crazy, right? You choose. So, why not change the words that we say to ourselves? Reparent yourself. Maybe you had shitty parents. That's okay. Guess what? You get to change how you parent yourself. Maybe you had parents that were too strict. Maybe you had parents that were too relaxed. You get to choose how you get to parent yourself. It's completely different. You can reparent that inner child that you have inside the way that you wanted it to be. Instead of how, you may not have had a parent that you wish, you may not have had a parent that you wish you could have had. There we go. But you can be the one that you wish you had. You can be the one. You get to be that parent for yourself, for that inner child that's just crying inside. So, change the way you talk to yourself. Because that inner child really needs it. Now, I'm going to get back to my book and enjoy this beautiful sun and nature. I love it. And stay beautiful and stay blessed, because you are both beautiful and you are blessed. I love you.